Welcome back. We've got everything sorted out, but things changed a little bit on our end. It's still me, Marxist. Azazel's still on camera, but we've got Ro here casting now. How you doing, Ro?
A little wet.
He's a little wet, he says. I have been in that situation myself so far. But we're going to run down the rosters here, because hopefully these two teams are already squared away since they've had to restart the server. So I will talk about Legalize Ranch, aka the Borks. They are Bear on Medic, Jarrett on Demo, Kryptonite, and Marmaloo are your soldiers, Shamu and Sam are your scouts. And this is, I should note, a rematch of the playoffs last season. So take it away, Ro. What's EVL got for us?
We got the Fat Yomps and Corsa combo on Scout. Badonsky on Demo as always. This is what his double-digit season of invite right now in a row. Nursey on Medic, switching on over from Freyotech to take on Freyotech as an invite champion with another team. And Patty and Rando as your soldiers.
So we got some pocket players there on the soldier class. I believe the news is that Rando is going to be roaming. So we'll see what kind of a game we get out of here. The Borks kind of strung some plays together against the last iteration of this team last season, but it was still a pretty convincing win at the end of the day, if my memory serves. So we're here on Process. It's a pretty standard map, so this will be a good appraisal if you're looking for EVL to maybe be that team that takes on Froyo, see how dominant they can be. Or, if the Borks give them a lot of trouble, that's an alarm for EVL fanboys worldwide.
Yeah, not much has changed from Team Borks as it is now. They still have Marmaduke, and unfortunately the Marma team was Marmaduke Grills has moved on to a different team. If I'm not mistaken, the team name is No Mercy, with a G. So, with the loss of Mr. Marmaduke Grills, Borks have picked up Kryptonite, as we've mentioned in the rosters, and he'll be filling the some pretty big shoes there.
Yeah, Marmaduke had a lot of experience. Marmaduke acquitted himself fairly well last season, and, you know, not having 20-odd seasons of invite, he does have a bit of ground to catch up on his own, as does Kryptonite, to replace somebody like Marma, but maybe they've got that chemistry. We don't know yet. We haven't seen him play. So maybe it will just be the greatest thing in soldier pairings in 10 seasons. We can only hope. Okay, they're working out a trade right now between the two teams for Bear currently.
Yeah, they saw the medics available at their disposal, and the options are Bear and Nursey. And Yomps is selling Nursey, throwing him under the bus.
They also want Alpha as a backup, so there's that as well. So, I don't know what the holdup is here. Let's see, who is missing? So we can blame someone and shame them publicly.
Borks needs one and EVL needs one, so that's a fair way to put it.
Perhaps they're MGEing each other at this very moment.
I would suffice it to say that unless Crack Baby Dumpster is someone I'm thinking of, no idea who that name is.
That would be Sam.
Sam, okay. With that in mind, the players needed are Shamu and Patty.
Well, they're probably on Viaduct right now in an MGE arena, duking it out, waiting to see who the winner is to come in here and start the game. But we're back here after a long off-season. Hopefully it wasn't too long for all of you. It felt quite long to me. In the past, we've had a lot of TF2 seasons just be like, it's a week after the finals and we're already back casting.
Yeah.
So it was good to give my voice a little bit of a break for the first time in a long time. But hopefully this one is really good here, because teams had a long time to form and work things out instead of just kind of having to throw things together at the last minute. So hopefully we see a lot more teams stay alive here, or at least be a little bit more solidly constructed than we've seen in the last couple seasons.
Yeah, it's an interesting point you bring up, is the offseason had a lot of time to prep the players. What unfortunately was not predictable was the loss of IM this season, and as a result, some teams, I don't know if it was a vote or a choice to move up, and then the other teams just decided, no, we don't want to play an invite. We wouldn't stand a chance. We're going to head back to open and take our prize money.
Yeah, so unfortunately, shrinking IM has killed the IM boat for the time being. There have been lots of teams and players just in IM stuck there eternally, either by choice or by failure, repeated failure, and that's a shame to have that go, but it should bring a lot of heat into open. I played in the days when we did not have an IM, and open was very competitive. Because you really had to fight to try to get past teams that were now the winner of open is an invite team in full right at the end of the season. There was a time when the team that was winning open had Banny and Tyrone on it. And they became invite legends. So hopefully, maybe that environment will come again and we'll have a great skill-based resurgence now that everybody kind of has to mix it up together in the savagery that's going to be open this season.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one out there. And I'm not too keen on our TFTV's plans at the moment for open. Maybe the grand finals if it's on a slow night and invite.
I would be fully in favor of casting open games, but you would have to... The part of the problem that we've got here over at TFTV, so here's a fun advertisement. If you want to cast or think you can, submit a demo to Corn Pop of you casting and get in here. So if we get more casters, more cameramen, then we can bring you more open games. But right now, it's a small, select handful of skilled people, and at the end of the day, we have to choose how we spend our resources, and we mostly choose to spend it on invite.
Yep, but not all hope is lost. So just like he said, if you just open up an STV of any STV in an ESEA game, invite from this season or the last or any other season, just pull it out, go into free cam mode. Maybe if you want to go in POV mode, you can do that too. Just talk over the game. Record it up with OBS or something, and then just PM it to CornPop16 on TFTV. And before you know it, maybe you can hang out with us and cover some games with us.
Yep, and especially if you're a cameraman who can stream, or camera woman, that would be very welcome as well, because Azazel's going to be putting in the hours this season.
Yeah, huge shout out to Azazel.
Azazel even tried to shout out other names of other camera people. What a modest, nice cameraman. But here we go, we're finally picking sides. It's over. No more having to fill air. Do you want to take the first mid row?
You know I do, man. It's going to be a good one, because this is the legendary Badonsky. Years and years of TF2 experience under that belt. And he's going against Jarrett, the plucky young demo from Highlander.
And we're live. There's the green text, so I'll let you take it away, Hero, as I assume we're going to watch Jarrett or Badonsky rolling out.
I'm going to keep eyes on Jarrett because he hit that surf just nicely, and Badonsky and them are going to trade stickies very evenly, actually. Jarrett getting the better hand of it, and a quick draw from Marmaduke takes out Badonsky. That is no longer a factor, and Corsa manages to pick up Marmaduke, but Rando gets taken down as well. This is a bad position for EVL Gaming. It's time for the Borks to rush. Go in there. Patty goes in, tries to get a little bit of damage out there on top of it. Jans manages to sneak his way over to the IT, gets a nice shot into Kryptonite, but gets taken out very quickly by Sam. Sam, who is now holding tight to his medic, and locates another scout potentially going around. He spots out Corsa, who's sitting up top, causing a little bit of distraction. Here comes Patty going over the top and catching Shamu with a nice little rocket. And the respawn of Botched is back, but it's not going to be enough. Corsa gets taken down, and they're going to have to hold second on all by themselves with no scouts to support the flank.
And it looks like they may be trying to get in here. They're sending... Wow! Yeah, they go straight in. Demo highly exposed here, and Jarrett, but they don't care. They're going in anyways. And Patty is down now, so there is a ton of damage. Rando's going to go down. They were just slow healing, and a big arrow comes out onto Botched, and they're forced to pop off of that. Shamu's going to die, but now the Ubers are traded, and Kryptonite is king of the mountain up here, and that's going to be the Borks taking this point row.
Very clean push there. They also managed to force off the Uber from Nursey, who is actually ready to push forward with the rest of the teammates, but no! Gets juggled by the Jarrett Stickies, and that's going to be a death for the medic of EVL Gaming. They are getting the frags, though, because Yomps and Corsa just cleaned house, getting 6 kills apiece.
Yeah, there was... The Borks managed to all fixate on Nursey when Nursey was out there, and they ignored that there was a scout behind them ready to kill their medic, firmly inserted into his backside. And now there are 2 scouts on mid. Yeah, Marmadog cannot fight them and dies due to scatter spam. And that is going to pull them out of here, especially if Jarrett manages to die. Just barely escapes with 30 health there. And the rolling is going to continue from EVL here, I think.
Yeah, the Ubers are fairly even though, but they're just going for an even fight, just going straight in. They're catching out Shamu, who's taking a lot of damage here. Marmadog with the bomb, though, once again taking Botchd's number and holding him accountable. You can't overextend, buddy. This is my turf. Marmadog showing a lot of strength here on this very roamer-friendly map. He's going to be rotating over to the IT now and causing a little bit of spam, but the double scout play is going to come in. It's going to force off the Uber from Nursey, and then now they're going to be doubling back for the scout that's also coming up to the mid. They're not going to be able to get anything out of it. Shamu picks up Rando, and that's a great pick, but Yom's pulling out that winger. Going to be able to take that down, and now the rest of the aggressive scouts are walking forward. EVL Gaming are showing so much strength here, but Botched dies to the trap! Oh, but Corsa! What an incredible pistol play, going balls deep into Bear and taking him down with 1-2 shots. Incredible stuff there.
Yep, unfortunately the crits was a bit mistimed, and so there was Uber on the other side of it, and Uber trumps crits, so that was unfortunate for Bear and company there. And now Nursey's all set to get pushing a little bit. They're leading in a scout here. That's Yomps. Gonna take an arrow and be back to harassing. Looks like he's finally gonna try to escape there through the ISIS door. And we'll see what's happening now. They're switching all the way around. I like this slow push play. But Nursey's gonna get taken away by the sniper play. And Corsa is gonna go down as well. So that's 2 players dead, a very solid bit of sniper switch.
Rando currently on the health pack, about to get sniped by Sam, the sniper man, but no, Kryptonite's going to be able to get that. And a nice little cutoff from Jarrett is going to prevent Patty from backing around through the IT onto mid, trying to get the medic there. Botched now up. Oh! Gets domed, trying to get a little bit of a head, get his head in the game, and before you know it, he's lost it.
Yep, and there is a lot of sniper, and it is not Corsa doing it. So, now Corsa's on the sniper, so we'll see what happens here. Corsa very strong on sniper the last several seasons. We have an Uber here. They're moving up now. It's going to start to come in. The scout goes through. Going to take out Rando straight away. The bomb comes in as well. Going to have a player going up top. That's Kryptonite. The fight's breaking down, though. They're going to lose Jarrett and Bear. That's most of your damage for pushing last. And they're just falling apart here. They managed to get the first pick and then nothing else. And second's already being capped. So, a catastrophe for the Borks.
Yeah, Legalize Ranch really needs to get their stuff together, because right now Botchd's had enough of this. He's spawn camping the forward, which is a little bit unnecessary at this point. We know there's no one in there, but he's just being cautious. And with that really clean mid-fight retake, there's not even anyone to contest it. This is looking like a really great opportunity for Sam to get a shot onto Patty through the lower IT area, forcing out the Uber from Nursey as well from the soldier spam. This is incredibly good for Legalize Ranch, as they're now, Corsa's making the best of this Uber, very much so, getting on top of Jared even, and a great rocket is actually going to be able to make it easy for him to get that 2-shot in there. Jared gets taken down, and with no Demo Man, it's going to be incredibly hard to defend this point with only 2 players left alive, and Marmadog's the last one to fight on the point. He's so hurt! Finally gets taken down after he took down Nursey.
Yep, so that's going to be a pretty big pick there. It was looking bad for a little bit for Legalize Ranch, but then they turned it around with that med pick, and now they can just come straight back out. Gonna kill Patty right off the bat there. Everybody is running away now, except for Rando, who finally makes it out as well. So this should be a pretty good recap, and they've got Uber to push to mid.
Going to be a big part of this next push because there's a lot of ground to cover when you push out from the choke point. They force early, it's going to be a disaster town. And we do see Kryptonite walking through. They do spot out. They don't see any bombers fully available. They see both soldiers on the crates, and now it's Kryptonite who's going to be initiated on top of the crates, getting pressured by Corsa, who's going to be backing off. Nursey was disconnected from the entire team, and so now Rando jumps in, but gets one great rocket that picks up Jared and Sam at the same time. An incredible bomb, even though Nursey was kind of out of position and backing out. The rest of Rando could manage to make a little bit of a pick there. And now with no Demo Man, it's going to be very easy for them to try and get a force out. But with only 1 soldier up, and that's Patty, he's going to have a hard time going in and not losing it for their team. With no soldiers to defend, it's pretty easy for them to repush even without a demo. So Legalize Ranch just going to equalize these Ubers out now. It's even Ubers on both sides. It's a hard reset.
Yeah,
but the bomb!
Whoa, yeah, in comes the bomb. It lasts a long time, but no major damage to Nursey there from Marmadog. Now we might see a counter sack come down. It's kind of taken too long if there is, so it looks like they're going to sit still. I was going to say it's kind of strange there, Ro, that they didn't go after Nursey with their Uber advantage, even though they were 2 down, but they just let it go. And they're going to rotate out the Sam death. And it looks like Patty wants to try to take this Uber out of the shutter door. So they're here now at mid.
Yes, Corsa taking the high ground very aggressively. Patty also rotated to the pack, not keeping that high ground, but it's going to be Badonsky who gets the first frag with a nice little sniped sticky onto Kryptonite. The Uber is ready for Baron. He's ready to push onto the point with his scout buddy Shamu, who's going forward. He sees the players, and it's a follow-up bomb from Marmadog, who's getting onto Nursey. Great rocket, but Nursey's going to be able to surf away from that, and the pressure is on. Corsa actually manages to pick up Marmadog, and Rando's also going to pick up on the Shamu. The frags have been going left and right, and it's Jared getting taken down. Of course, he's on a killing spree of a lifetime here. Doing so much damage, so much work. He's following up on top of the rock, getting onto Baron. A great follow-up. He's going to be able to get down. Kryptonite going to be able to strafe away from the rockets, but it's not going to be able to last forever because Rando follows up with a nice little buff and takes him down with a nice clean base roll of his rocket.
Yep, and that is the whippity wipe. But they're actually going to let these bombs come out here, and we have Sam, who is off-classing quite a bit this game. Mostly a sniper, lots of success, is going to go sniper or spy, which I like this play. You don't expect the spy play, and Nursey is going to be holding Uber. But unfortunately for Sam, Nursey's coming through IT here, so there's not going to be a lot of spy opportunities here. They're coming in deep now with the scout Uber, leading it in, wow, really deep. They're all the way into last now. Kryptonite's going to die as well. Corsa just goes ahead and goes for the med, and the team is pushing last. But they overextend and get blown away for now. Sam's trying to pistol things, stabs Yomps. Is still alive on Spy as well.
Shamu with the great defensive scout play during that Uber, kiting it out, the overextended players of EVL, managing to get all those critical frags there on last. And at the same time, we saw Sam get that great stab on the Yomps. This is going to be a great opportunity for him to go through. Marmadog gets taken down by EVL Rando, who's sitting in IT, going to be causing a little bit of havoc, but forcing the opportunity of a back cap, or even just rotating through IT. He does spot an opportunity in. He jumps on the Baron. 2 great rockets. He's going to force off that Uber. Not able to get that frag, though. Yomps on the sniper class at the choke point gets a great shot on Kryptonite the pocket. And Rando is still alive. Finally gets taken down by Shamu, playing a great defensive scout these days.
Yeah, very solid. They're pushing in straight away now. Sam actually switched off of Spy and went over to Scout, and it really didn't slow Nursey and EVL down very much at all. So, and they went with the Yomp Sniper as well. So, more off-classing out of both teams, really. And big bomb comes in from Patty. Marmadog's gonna die, but so is Rando, so that's gonna put EVL a little bit on the back foot. They Uber in and try to push last again before capping second. And that's gonna put them on the back foot, because the longer you take the cap second, the more spawns are gonna happen on the other team that are pretty much right in your face.
Looking very desperate for EVL Gaming as they got a little bit out of hand there. Nursey getting forced a little bit too early. And the big bombs from Marmadog as well as Jared are going to force out some room here. Brandon gets taken down early, and the sniper inside of Sewer is actually not going to be able to get any room here. Patty also gets taken down, but Yops manages to get the nice little body shot onto Mr. Sam. And thankfully, Bear didn't have to use the Uber there, so they do have the Uber here, but they've got less than 8 seconds to make something happen with it. So they had the full length of the Uber, and they're not even at the choke point.
Well, there's a sniper standing right at the choke point as well. So there, it looks like we're in the mode where we're gonna screw around too much. Yeah, they've already called it off. So in goes the bomb. Let's see what it finds. It finds the sniper. Marmadog is still alive. He's gonna get the kill. Does he make it out? He does. He survives. So that is perfect. And I would push off of that. I don't know, Ro.
Yeah, I mean, with no sniper, there's a lot less presence here from the scouts, so it's really easy to get aggressive and kind of give Corsa a little bit too much to handle all at once. They are working their way underneath, and actually it's going to be Sam who's rotating to catch Rando off, but they trade lives in IT, and now the Uber exchange on the point is going to be going back and forth. Corsa, who's taken all of these Ubers very aggressively, could be walking into a big sticky trap from Bear, but it's not or Garrett. Not going to be enough, though. Jared gets so much pressure here because Bear died, and Badonski gets a nice little pipe on the Marmadog. It's going to be a disaster in the sewer as Patty cleans house, and it's going to follow up on the one last kill here. Shamu gets taken down by Yomps. That is basically a wipe, and it's Sam, the sniper man, coming back in through sewer, or, ooh, the barrel strat.
Yeah, and one thing I want to point out here is during that fight, the Borks were screwed. There was going to be a dead Bear at the end of that. No shots go down yet. He's still out there, yeah. So I wasn't really paying attention because I had no faith in that play, but I was proven correct. So Bear was already gonna be dead, and the players chose to try to save him anyways, and they ended up wiping out when they probably should have just cut their losses and flanked to kill Mercy.
Big Uber here coming from Corsa now as they're going to be rushing forward. He popped very late, and now they're going to the point, but they're focusing on the frags instead of cutting off the point and capping it. So now that the Uber's completely gone, Rando didn't do anything, and Badonski and them died, but they managed to get the cap. Somehow, they lost 2 players, and their Uber ran out, and then the point was free.
Everybody ran into spawn, Ro. It's hard to get to the point and block it when you're not out there. But here we go, away to another mid. And we'll see what's going to go down. Will they run the double play again where they damage demo bomb straight in?
Marmadog holding a little bit back now, going to find an opportunity here as he has managed to make his way onto the pack, but Rando is also causing a little bit of havoc over there in the IT room. But it's Corsa who just rushes forward and takes down Jared. And now the scouts of Legalize Ranch are just going so strong right now. They're trapping him in the corner. A nice bomb with a kryptonite bomb is going to be able to damage them up and take them out. EVL Gaming out of control, but Badonski was all the way in IT. He jumps in, hits one pipe, but gets taken down before he can clean it up.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that means they're not going to have a demo for quite some time. And that pretty much, unless Corsa gets a frag out here that's really huge, that pretty much rules out trying to fiddle around with second too much. Yep, Medic standing on the point, the big no-no Bear, and he almost lost his life. But it's okay in the end. The shot was missed by Corsa. So now we'll see what the other tendency of the Borks is here. Are they gonna... Shamu's gonna die. So that's gonna cause confusion and delay, as Thomas the Tank Engine would say. Patty is going to die as well, so that might even it out a little bit. They're gonna pop super early, lead that Corsa scout, or the Sam scout in. He's gonna try to put time on the point, but then be abandoned by his team and die. And... that's it. They said, never mind. We're not going to push this last after all.
I'm just gonna go ahead and call that the most botched push of 2017. Corsa here is ready to show us how it's done because he's been showing it all this night so far, taking these Ubers very aggressively. They really like these scout Ubers. Let's see what they can do here because they do have an opportunity to get juggled by the coordinated spam, but everyone on Borks is playing so far back it's not gonna happen. An early pop, and it's gonna actually still manage to get dunked by the sticky trap, denying the jump there. And Corsa is so deep. Getting so much damage, but it's not going to be enough. He's going to get taken out with no scouts alive. They're going to be a back cap there from Marmadog, who's getting so much damage. And the follow from Sam is also going to take down Podonsky, who was the last player alive. And quick retaliation round from Legalize Ranch. You are saying this is not your season, EVL.
That was a perfect response from the Borks because if a team pops out on you straight away, they don't even try to push. They just pop straight out. Just run to last. If you're not the medic in demo, run to last. And that's going to completely destroy their push, and you may win the round.
Yep, that is EVL's downfall with using those double scout Ubers, and actually Rando gets juggled into the air, almost gets taken down Kryptonite with a nice little clean fadeaway rocket, going to pick that up. And now it's a disaster for EVL as they're on the retreat, and Nursey gets juggled by Jarrett, who is now facing a Corsa, who's full alert, ready to come back in at half health. He spots out the medic, but can't make anything happen. He does manage to pick up Kryptonite, running forward with the pistol. So much damage, and a follow-up from Patty is just not enough. He gets bottled by Jarrett there, and now it's a retreat from Patty, who's rotated to the back of Choke. I don't think anyone spotted him out, and that rocket is going to give it away. But Rando, who's going to be able to jump onto Jarrett, unfortunately baits his poor friend Patty and is rotating out to sewer, running like a baby.
Yeah, that was unfortunately mistimed from them by like a split second. So, you try to work with what you've got. They have gone already to the Corsa sniper, which is unfortunate, because had that play worked, they wouldn't have needed a sniper the rest of this round. But, we'll see what's going to happen, Ro.
Looking like a nice little aggressive push here in the upper area, the battlements, and it's going to be a quick rush from Shamu, who's still getting the tail end of this Uber, just barely going to be able to make enough work there. Both soldiers taken down by Shamu. They're finishing up the cap for a second. They got to worry about Corsa here. He's on Sniper. He's going to shut down Shamu and prevent his streak from getting any stronger. And now they're still going to commit to this because there's no soldiers, but Nurse got the Uber inside, and he's going to be able to pop onto it. Bear gets piped by Podonsky, but the soldiers of the flank classes of Borks are going to get just completely shut down here as the last-ditch effort to suicide in is going to be their downfall.
Yeah, they took a big risk there. Either they made it just a flat-out mistake and didn't realize that the Ubers were close, or they just took a huge unnecessary risk by exposing Bear there. But now we have Shamu on the spy class. They're just going to fiddle around here because that spy is in and is on the point, ready to approach the scout. Nobody knows he's down. So Shamu's going to take out Nursey and then quickly die afterwards, but the damage is done. Very well orchestrated play. The Borks just delayed and screwed around out there long enough to get Shamu the opening he needed.
That opening is going to be huge, as now we have a full Uber advantage for Bear. He's going to be taking this in with Sam, because Shamu is on the respawn. They're going to be waiting for him now, and lining this up, trying to find their point of insertion. You see them clearing out the stickies at the choke point, but they're not ready for the bomb from Patty, who's sitting on top of the rock, giving a little bit of progression. I think it's Yamps who's going to be going for the dive here very shortly. As soon as he sees it, he's going to be going around. He sees Kryptonite in the air, and he jumps in. He jumps back. He did not get an opportunity there. Jared was actually low on health, and Uber is going to be pretty much wasted here. But Yamps is going to be really causing a little bit of havoc here, as he's going to be going for the back half. And there's going to be some congestion over here on the midpoint. Yomps over there on the back end is actually going to be rotating all the way back with the choke and finds Bear, but doesn't manage to get any opportunity there to get the kill. But Sam gets taken out by Rando, who's causing a little bit of havoc here, grabbing Kryptonite as well. It is Jarrett left alive to defend Bear with Patty on the hunt. He's going to be jumping in, getting on top of Jarrett, who pipes him with a great one. And the Iron Bomber Roller is unfortunately not going to connect, and it's a follow-up from Rando, who's going to be able to pick that up. And the final pipe, it's a 1v1. The Iron Bomber Roller, that's a 3K for Jarrett. But the big play there was Rando getting to pick onto Bear. And now Nursey has no advantage still because spawning very late with the teammate.
Marmadog took Nursey out during that exchange as well. So that was
players mixed up.
That was, well, no, you were right. Rando
Rando took out Bear.
Yeah, Rando killed Bear, but Nursey also died in that same exchange. Because I was thinking in my head, all right, Marmadog. Kinda had some rough patches last season. Show me what you got. And he took out the enemy med very badly damaged Badonsky. Badonsky really wasn't present in that fight, all because of Marmadog, so good little play there. In the end, unfortunately, Bear dies as well, so kind of equalizes things, but in a 1v1 game against a team as hyped as EVL, I'd be happy.
Yeah, this is going very good. Marmadog preventing Rando from getting anything in that last exchange, but even throughout all your talking and analysis there, we managed to somehow reset with no action. So Rando with a very fast bomb, going to be sliding up the ramp and into Marmadog's face saying, "You can kill me, I can kill you." Now they're going to be rotating back, getting heals up, and they're actually working their way in already. Corsa is so far deep into the corner, and oh man, the Patty is just barely going to get saved there, and now the force from Bear is going to come out. It's going to be a quick chase because Shamu took out Yomps, and the Iron Bomber spam is coming in. The scouts are trying to peek in through the choke, but Shamu can't get any opportunity here. He spots out Rando, who's so weak and actually manages to fail the jump, hits the door frame, and is going to get taken down by Shamu, who's just going nuts right now. Right there, actually, we missed it. Sam managed to pick up Nursey. Sam managed to pick up Nursey.
And Badonsky had some smooth pipe action on Shamu there. But again, we saw another little tendency come out from these teams where there was a definite flank play there from EVL, and nobody really caught on to it, but it didn't matter.
Port spawns didn't get in time, so now it's looking good for Legalize Ranch to take this second point. But of course it is on that sniper, and he's sitting back. He's going to be rotating around, finding an opportunity to get that shot. As we saw earlier, he does do a good job of getting that first shot before they can even get through the door. Right now, Bear's taking this through to Shamu. They're popping early. They don't even know if the sniper's there for sure yet. The heavy is up, and things spamming at Natasha, slowing down enemies. And they're just capping the point. This is exactly how you play Process. They're learning. Marxist, people in Invite can learn how to do Process too.
Yeah, well, and when they took away the pipes that run to that, the merry-go-round of scouts on the point kind of ended for a time. But it looks like it's back. You Uber in, back people off, and then just put both scouts on the point and say, what you gonna do?
Exactly, and now going into this mid-fight, we're going to see what they're going to do about this. EVL is on the back foot here with 1 versus 2. That is in score, that is. Rando going to be meeting up with Sam with a clean air shot to set things off, and Korza running forward, going to be picking up Kryptonite as well, and also following up on Marmadog. It's a big bomb from Badonsky, who's actually going to get met by Shamu and get taken down, but followed by Patty really quickly, and now it's going to be a quick bomb from Rando, who's falling behind Yobs, getting so much damage on the Jarrett, practically blasting him into the next generation. And can 2 shots do it? No, it's not going to be enough. Bear is safely in his respawn, and the aggression is so deep. Nursey is having none of this. They're sitting in the forward spawn, going to be starting the cap for 2 when they already have themselves in the ramp room. No, they're going to back off very wisely, so they don't even have their demo.
Yeah, you need another player present to keep up this kind of pressure. And there was a Marmadog bomb there. Nursey got hurt a little bit, but no reason to pop wisely. And we'll see what's going on here, because I think as soon as the demo's here, we're going to go. And, well, actually, they're delaying quite a bit. And Corsa's going to end up dying for it. Too much waiting, not enough doing. And tons of damage coming out on EVL as well. So they're going to back out. Kryptonite actually gets really brave in the meantime. He's out here.
A lot of aggression over here in the battlements. It's going to be an Uber versus Uber exchange, but no, Bear and the rest of them backed out. They had an opportunity getting heals up on the little ramp leading to the battlements, but they decided better of it. Too much spam, too much potential to just get a bad Uber and not any favorable exchange. Pushing out a second. It's the waiting game right now, and EVL are currently with the ball in their court.
Yep, and Kryptonite's going to die, so that takes away the detriment of Corsa. And Rando's gonna bomb in as well and get a pretty good shot onto Bear. Scary, but then Yomps is gonna die. Nursey's gonna get forced. All Nursey has to Uber is a soldier with nothing loaded in Patty, who's just gonna try to shotgun the world, can't do it, and a sniper. So that was like the worst possible scenario there. EVL, again, a lot of confusion about how they want to try to approach this last. And it's burning them.
Very unfortunate circumstances that are leading to these bad Ubers and then bad follow-ups post-Ubers. Right now, Rando's getting so low, but finally gets picked or manages to run away just in time. And Bear is ready to push with this Uber with the rest of his team. They're all the way in through. No stickies. They don't even have to pop right away. avoiding a little bit of spam there, and they might even be able to take this with no Uber. Rando going in really fast, but fluffs his last bomb. Doesn't manage to get anything there, but Corsa managed to pick up Shamu with a nice little snipe there. It's Yomps who's rushing around left and right, scoping things out, but it's Corsa who's taking the shots onto all these players. Bear gets dropped by a fully charged body shot, peeking out the choke. How can you stand in the way of death?
Well, when you make giant mistakes, and that is going to be a surviving Nursey off the end of that. So it looks like we've gotten a single back cap, that is Sam. They've brought the whole team back, which is, you know, Sam looked pretty ineffectual there. He didn't get big frags. You're not going to see that in a frag video. But this team now is going to defend mid because of it. So, well, unless Kryptonite dies uselessly, he's going to manage to escape for now. Gets bailed out by Marmadog. The Uber is going to pop. And now everybody's just got to scatter here. If nobody dies, well, Marmadog dies, but that's not that big a deal. Everything is fine. So that play from Sam totally switched this around. Because it should have just been EVL stands on mid, EVL goes to second. But he delayed him. Now they're trying to get in. No Marmadog means open pushing season. And they are in pretty deep. In comes the bomb. Uber's going to be forced from Bear. Jared's going to die, but so is Nursey. Shamu going on a bit of a tear there. And it's just Badonsky, Yomps, and Corsa left. And, well, Badonsky hiding out, going to kill Sam. And now they're both behind.
Yomps was hiding in IT, but doesn't manage to make anything happen there. But the distraction was enough for Badonsky to hit 2 pipes. He wasn't even hit. He's still fully healthy. He's still surfing around, and Yomps is trying to make something happen, but Mardog with a nice little 1 rocket, 2 kills. Nice bang for your buck there. Mardog going to be saving things there. Even though they lost their medic, they still managed to pick up the Demo Man, and it's just Rando who's walking forward with a mini buff. Doesn't even manage to get to the pack in time. It gets stuffed by some great sticky spam. And now it's Jared who's showing us a lot of strength here as the aggression is coming forward. Shamu seeing an opportunity to peek into the choke. If the soldiers can bomb here once they finish off this cap, they could steamroll into second with a lot of freedom.
Yeah, I'm deeply confused as to what Rando and Patty were trying to accomplish there. Like, it looked pretty good when Rando was playing pocket kind of in the back, but then he jumped in and then died, and so did Patty. It was deeply confusing, and now they're losing second because of it. So we've got a little bit of runaround over here on the side from Marmadog. Ubers are popped off. They're going to try to hero Uber this, and they're going to manage to kill Kryptonite and Shamu, so pretty good so far. You want to get 2 to 3 kills on these. Marmadog's going to be the 3rd, so it was great success. They're going to take mid here. And more now that Bear is down due to Corsa. They pretty much got to sell out to try to kill Nursey here. They are not going to be able to do that.
Unfortunately, that second push did not go the way they needed to, trying to get that cap in time. And now with EVL finally looking strong here, we've got very little time left, probably about 3 minutes left in this round, this first half. It's up to EVL to make something happen here.
Yep, and they are at a pretty big disadvantage, and we've got the double off class. I'd like to see 3 even. I mean, you don't want to give up a round with so little time left, especially when you're the upset holding the winning score right now. So Nursey's gonna come in now. Here it goes. The 7th player is full, and they had a pyro guarding it for a bit, so that's gonna waste almost 2/3 of the Uber. Pressure's on the point coming down now, Ro. They're bouncing around. Marmadog is gonna die, but now this heavy is standing on the point, challenging them to try to win this game. The arrows are saving this heavy over and over again, and that is going to be the end of EVL's push. Every time that Sam got low, he would take a fat arrow, and it is very hard to kill Mr. Heavy.
The disaster there was the fact that the Heavy came back into the fray before he even got noticed, and they lost all their players. Couldn't commit to the focus fire on the Heavy, but Rando is currently in position to make something happen here potentially. Nobody even noticed it whatsoever, and he could find an opportunity here. Bear is right around the corner. He jumps, gets the first rocket, forces off the Uber. Very nicely done. He almost got the kill, but missed the fat rocket that would have been able to get the force there, or to get the drop there. But forcing an Uber is just as good as dropping an Uber, because right now Nursey's coming in with no Uber at all. I don't even know what I was excited for. They're attacking players.
Heavy.
What?
Yeah, they're just fighting this out now. Also, Sam is on heavy. I hope he brings that to mid. He is.
Oh,
Okay,
well, that's it.
so yeah, he brought that heavy out to second just to ensure that if anything really stupid happened, they would have a heavy on this wire. So we go into half. Believe it or not, you did not see that incorrectly. The Borks are in the lead 2-1 over EVL in this, the first game I'm casting of the season. Second game of the season for TFTV.
If you can call it a second game.
Yeah. So, what are we... Well, they casted yesterday, didn't they?
Nope.
No, okay, so it is the first game, whatever. I was incorrect about what was going on in this organization, but I'm headed over to the match page real quick, because I'm kind of interested in these stats. I normally don't put much stock in them, but early season stats are a little bit more important.
Yeah, it kind of sets the tone for what's the projected path players. For example, you look at Shamu. You look at that damage number, and you would not think this is the Shamu of last season. He's second top damage, 326 damage per minute as a scout, with also the top frags out just behind Corsa, who's also top fragging for or top scoring or top damaging for his team. Corsa and Shamu neck and neck with frags and damage. It's like this is a Shamu you never thought you'd see. It's an incredible turnaround this season for Shamu to really put out the damage numbers and the frags. He's playing such a great game.
And Sam is over 100 DPM.
Yeah, I mean we can give a little credit to that, I guess. Whatever. That's okay.
He's actually out damaging another member of his team. Let's see, is he out? He's out damaging several players in the server. This is never before seen tech coming out of Sam tonight. And so we'll see there. Let's go elsewheres. What about Jarrett? We're Jarrett and Badonsky. Let's do that comparison straight up. Jarrett has many more frags
and much more
damage.
Oh my goodness! Let me just talk about Badonsky in the first 6 lives of his this round, this match. When I saw his 4th or 5th death, I looked at the scoreboard and he had 1 point. So Marmadog was a big factor in there, getting so many opportunities to just bomb onto him, knock him into the air, juggle him into his place, and just take him out. And then there were some other times where it was just a losing fight for EVL, and they were on the back end. They were on their heels, retreating. Badonsky got caught out, and he's managed to find, I wouldn't say a stride. This is the loosest word of stride. He's getting back into it, but he really needs to step it up for his team right now because these Corsa Ubers have been really fat, really strong, but you need a little bit more than just a scout Uber right now to make these opportunities in these certain locations they're Ubering. It's kind of like a beeline with the scout Ubers, and it's not getting a lot of opportunities other than just holding mouse 1 and hoping to hit 3 meat shots in a row, which is not how you want to do your Ubers most of the time. If you can do it with something like a demo or a soldier, get that fat damage and juggle them into these tight corridors like the ramp room or the battlements.
Now, one thing that is true, one thing I would point out here. So we've got Rando, normally a pocket player playing roamer. We've got Marmadog, a roamer who tends to die a lot. That's not a bad thing. Just saying, Marmadog tends to be a roamer that has a higher score in the deaths column than maybe some other roamers out there. But they are tied currently, and they both have more frags than their pockets. For Marmadog, that's only by 1, so that doesn't really matter. But Rando has considerably more. And what that's telling me is that both teams are holding their roamers in reserve late in the fight. And since you've been watching, and I've been watching, and so have you, Ro, I think that's been more or less true. We haven't seen a lot of occasions where roamers initiated fights. And we have seen some suicides, but those are just deaths without frags, right? So it could either be the case we just haven't had a game with a ton of stalemates, which would be true, but I think we just have not seen the roamer class being used as cannon fodder much in this game. And partly that's due to the off classes, but as a medic player myself, that stat says to me I can hold my Uber a lot longer.
Yeah, the Kryptonite and Patty have not been showing their true colors here, and hopefully they can turn things around. I'm actually going to keep eyes on I think I want to watch Patty this round. I'm expecting Rando to do something, but I want to watch Patty and see what he can do in this mid fight, as he's just now finishing up the rollout. Right now on the midpoint, the soldiers are locked in position. Rando grabbing a nice little, or Marbadog rather, grabbing a very late arrow and not getting any opportunity to get anything because EVL has rushed this entire left side and taken over the entire sewer area. Trying to send Rando in through the choke point. He gets taken down by Shamu, who's now trying to also make an opportunity here in the sewer, but Patty holding fast to Nurse, maybe able to manage to keep that alive. And now, Sam unfortunately gets dropped there and he falls off the point, and Jarrett gets disconnected from the bear, who's retreating with his Uber fully ready. They don't want to use it here, which is okay, I guess, but you lost your demo, which is too much aggression from EVL. They're showing a lot of strength right now.
Yeah, that was a bit of a crumble on the part of the Borks, because Shamu went in there, and Shamu's play was fine. It prevented a disaster. But then they said, well, Shamu died, so we should hang out here to give him moral support. And then that didn't happen, and now we've got a really wonky fight on last. There is a Rando kicked in here. Corsa and Marmadog are both going to die here. Rando finally goes down after screwing around for a very long time. Sam goes around and also dies. So both teams down, Soldier and Scout, and we'll see if they try to make any sort of move. The Borks are not, because they're building Uber. And Nursey's just kind of chilling on the point, enjoying life behind the mask. Yams is going to drop to Shamu. And well, that's your first suicide, but Marmadog, maybe Marmadog's checking for off classes. I think that's maybe what he's doing.
Potentially. And now we do see the Ubers are just about ready for both sides. Kryptonite trying to do a little bit of a scouting role here, checking out the lobby, seeing what's up. And Badowski's actually kind of in a weird position here where thankfully he does have stickies to protect himself, but he's almost a little overextended there. You saw he just peeked the corner, and right now Sam has an angle that could potentially grab someone who's just going a little too out of their way, like Patty there, almost getting taken out. Yomps not even looking in the same vicinity right now, but could find an opportunity to get this sniper v sniper battle going on.
Yeah, and that's really one of the first times this has happened in this game, where we have a real, true slowdown, which, if you're the Borks, I would do the same. You're winning against a team that people say is better than you. So, whatever.
Oh no, Sam!
What you like.
Great aggression there from Patty, who's able to get a lot of damage onto Sam, but wasn't able to net that kill, unfortunately. Badonsky's kind of playing on his own over here on the side pocket area. Nursey's about ready to commit here because they do have some players alive. It's going to be a bomb from Rando, who's actually managed to stay alive for far too long. Manages to get a little bit of damage out there, but doesn't make anything happen. And it's Yomps who's hitting a couple headshots on buff players, not getting the kills. I'm hearing the crit sound, but I'm not seeing the deaths. And it's going to be Sam that gets taken down by Corsa. So with that pick, it's going to be a lot of freedom there to snipe from the back end. And he actually just runs forward. He sees the med, but he doesn't even take the shot. He's completely looking in the wrong direction. Now Barry's in a desperate position where Yomps is all the way on top of battlements. Finally gets taken down, and Bear forces that Uber off. It's Nursey who's lost the Uber at the same, or no, now using the Uber for the first time, coming in here to get a little bit of aggression. Nice rocket onto Bear, getting a little damage there, but they just need to stand on the point and cap it off because the players are not enough to defend this point. Jared trying to make something happen here, but gets juggled very high, and it's going to be a cleanup. Easy for EVL. First round of this half, finally tying it up 2-2.
Yep, that'll send us into the tie game. A few missteps there by the Borks. Leave the door open for EVL, and they finally managed to really cleanly cap a last, so that's good to see out of them.
Oh, this is bad for Badonsky. He's taking so much damage here, and actually it's Marmadog who's rotated around. Barely even noticed Yomps before getting taken down. Of course, it actually followed up in there. Gonna get their frag. Patty initiating the crates right now. He's gonna be spotting out, causing a little bit of spam here, but Jared is gonna get out just in time. Shamu playing a very good defensive scout role right now, keeping eyes on things. And he's actually, unfortunately, Sam's going to overcommit versus Rando. Reasonable exchange there. Of course, it takes him down, and now it's EVL holding the forward button all the way in the yard. They're committing to this.
Yep, they're already in here. Nobody's around, and that mid right there demonstrates the importance. One of the most important things in TF2 in a mid fight is vision. Your team needs to be able to see what's going on. 2 players went after Marmadog, and they didn't do anything in response. So it was a 4v5, and the Borgs managed to lose that.
Yep. But they're not going to be losing anymore. They're going to be taking the initiative here as Kryptonite's trying to create a little bit of space here, looking out for the stickies. He's just spamming now. This doesn't look like an opportunity to get in anymore because the pick they just got has diminished, and it's Rando who's going so fast and quick. Unfortunately, he miscalculates the location of Bear. Bear's going to be completely out of the way, and Yops couldn't even follow up correctly, so that's going to even potentially be the end of Patty here, so now we get some aggression from the players. Marmadog going to be initiating on the right side of the point while the rest of the players are rushing in through the battlements, and it's looking like a crumble for EVL as they force off their Uber, but they need to get out. But Aussie's also kind of low on HP, so there's a potential for a kill here. But no, EVL has a very good hold on Sewer, and Rando's going to try and initiate. Accidentally gets killed by Jarrett. I don't even think that was intentional, but it's going to be Kryptonite gets taken down, and now without that soldier support, it's going to be up to Marmadog to play the soldier role here, as Yomps has managed to sneak his way into the battlements, and it's going to be causing a little bit of havoc, as now Patty has an opportunity to rock forward, getting a nice little air shot there on top of the fence, and Nursey unfortunately overextends and gets juggled there, gets taken down by Shamu. But Patty's going to be able to take that down, and Badonsky, all these demos have died. It is just soldier, 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 soldier.
Yeah, and they are spamming each other. I like that play from EVL, even though it ended up working out, but the suicide into last ended up being dangerous, because the last couple times, well, they're already on last all the way in. Yomps was just chilling on the point, said, "Wake up, team!" set the alarm there. Is Rando has gone in for suicides and lived way too long, pretty much throughout this match. So they said, well, why don't we add a second player? And so I like that thought. It just didn't work out. So Shamu's gonna die in a sticky trap. Yomps is going to try the spy class. Rando's gonna die. That may have been a mistake, but it's gonna help, because that should call the Borks up closer than they normally would be. And that may help Yomps, but Yomps is just wandering around, not trying to get in at this time.
A lot of opportunities here for Yomps to try and make something happen here. He's finally managed to get his way towards potentially. He's disguised as a friendly sniper here, and the goal here is to give them the impression that there's a sniper, but they're not buying it. They might have just done the spy switch to see if there was a spy up. Did. Right now, everyone's off on their normal classes, not a single sniper, and Yomps might have to settle for a soldier pick here, potentially, as Course is going to initiate very aggressively and just stands in the front of Marmadog, takes 2 shots, takes down, and potentially getting a follow-up onto Kryptonite, who gets arrowed, but no, there's so much damage! Nursey, unfortunately, unable to get arrow Corsa back up to full, and Kryptonite's just barely going to stay alive there. The spy gets onto the point, but does not find an opportunity to get that stab, and he's going to get taken down.
Yeah, I think they knew, because Marma... Well, we'll call him Marmadog so as not to be confusing to longtime viewers. Marmadog switched spy, I'm pretty sure they knew, because they were all flipping around, all crazy like. But here comes in the Uber, it's fading out now, but Marmadog's gonna get killed by Rando, the not-so-quite roamer special, and now we'll see where that point pressure is. Patty's gonna die for it. Bouncing around his Corsa, not as hurt as you would think he would be, and now Badonsky gets to shoot at easy targets on the point, and we'll see if he can clinch it here. Corsa's gonna get the frag. Demo on the point, but in comes the Heavy, and the Soldier gonna bounce him away. The Heavy's taking those arrows. I don't think he's ever going to die. So there he is. The Heavy wins the day. Another late Heavy who takes an arrow wins the last fight.
The burst heals of the arrow is just so good, because when you can... Once they finished shooting, we're in a pause, this is a great time to talk about it. Once you've finished shooting your focus fire so much on the Heavy, when you, specifically there, they had the shotgun and the scattergun at the same time there, it wasn't enough to finish him off, but he got arrowed and then arrowed twice, and then the rocket bomb was reloaded, and he still got arrowed again, so he was able to get that burst damage, or that burst heal, to avoid getting completely stuffed there, because the heal rate is much slower with the minigun compared to, hey, here's 75 health right off the bat just for standing 2 inches away from you.
Yep, and you can fire it rather rapidly, so good for the medic to recognize it. I mean, I know there was a big debate about the crossbow, and I was pretty public about my opinions, but I'm not going to air that here. It's very strong, and if you're able to use it well, that's very important to your game. And so far, both teams have shown an aptitude for being able to recognize when you need to use the beam and when you need to use the arrows. I do have to say, yes, I see both those scouts throw. What do you want to say?
Oh. What is happening? Oh man, this is literally EVL about to drop the hottest album of 2017 right now, straight out of CompQ.
What, sitting because of the scouts on the rock?
Oh, okay, there we go. They're finally they've finished dropping their hottest album of 2017, and things are equalizing out. The Ubers are roughly even. Nursey just about to get that Uber just now. Now it's looking for an opportunity here. Patty's just going to bullhorn this one. He's going straight in, and he's going to get right in the face of the players, forcing off that Uber. Yomps, unfortunately, did not get a piece of that Uber exchange and dies for it. Of course, also trying to escape there, gets taken out. And now the skating Shamu and Sam is going around. Nice little air shot there from Mirando before getting taken out by Kryptonite.
Yeah, so, and that'll be an easy, quick cap. I don't hear what's really going out here on mid, because there's really nothing. They're kind of in the sad zone right now, is EVL. There was a sniper out there. Kryptonite's going to die trying to contest this sniper. He's still alive. Jarrett's going to go down to Badonsky. They got really, really distracted. The sniper that's out, that's Yomps. And now they're going to take second pretty easy. It looks like there is a player behind. That's Sam, going to cause a bit of a delay, but not enough to matter in the end.
Uh-oh, Badonsky peeking a little bit too far forward. He's almost completely alone. A little bit of support from the soldiers, who are now in position with Nursey holding the Uber, ready to go forward right now. Getting the Uber, walking forward. Doesn't even have to pop here. They're just kind of going on a little trip around the place. Popping the Uber, and there's already players on the points. The Uber exchange does happen, and now there's a player behind. Patty has a bit of a distraction here. Gets taken down. So much health. He's going to be falling back in very desperately, and actually it's a nice little headshot there onto Kryptonite, going to take him down. The sniper's playing a huge role in this, and they're bombing the point. It's enough, and EVL is going to take their third round of this match, holding it up to 3-2.
Yep, we're at 3-2. Oh, and now here comes really tack pause. My net is screwed up, says Jarrett. So hopefully, maybe that was a bit of a problem if your demo can't hit targets. So here we go with another mid. Jarrett is there way super early.
But Yomps is on the sniper class, and he has a great shot onto the players in the crate. It is a bad place to be when they're late to mid with a sniper at the choke point. And now it's going to be a clean house for this midpoint. They basically lost the positioning and gained it back within 2 swings of a trigger.
Yeah, as triggers swing. So they're working in now. Jarrett destroys Badonsky, but Sam dies shortly thereafter. If they can pick up randos at 33 or somebody else, then things will be okay for the Borks. They're gonna get forced. Corsa goes in, forces the Uber, as of yet has not taken any damage. He's still just dancing. He can dance all day as far as I'm concerned, and then they're gonna continue on to last.
Patty has switched off, and he is currently playing the scout class while Yomps is going full-time sniper. This is what they did at the mid fight, and that's what the tactical pause was about. But I actually like going sniper to mid, especially when Yomps has that strength there. He gets taken down by Shamu, who has had enough of this shenanigans, but Patty on scout is showing a lot of strength here. And now Nursey walking in with the heals, only 50% Uber, but both scouts walking around. Nice shot from Sam, but Marmadoc gets taken down by the nice arrow from Nursey, who's currently trying to get her player alive there. She's going to back up there now and meet up with the rest of the team. And it's actually an aggressive play from Sam, who's almost about to get sawed there, but Badonsky, with the great sticky play, going to be able to stuff him, put him in his place. And Shamu's keeping the aggression up right now, followed up quickly by Kryptonite, who's able to get them to the point now. It is looking really desperate now. Nursey at 80%, only about 5 seconds left before the Uber is off. And it's nowhere near that for Bear, and it's Yobs who gets a little aggressive. Thinking about Jarrett, and now Patty as well. Both scouts getting taken down, or Scout and Soldier getting taken down. The Uber is forced off on Nursey, and that's not what they want because Bear might get Uber just in time. It's aggression from Corsa, who's running forward. It's a bomb from Rando, juggling into the air. What a great serve with Corsa with the pistol, able to pick it off. Bear gets taken down within moments of getting that Uber, and now Nursey with a great advantage is going to be able to hold on to this. Very good time for them to get the repush into last and take their 4th round if they can hold on to this Uber advantage. Marxist.
Yeah, that was a rough sequence, and EVL's gonna already come in. They hear that 7th player setting up. They're not gonna let it grow any bigger than it already is. And the bomb is gonna try to come out from Kryptonite. It's not gonna accomplish much. But here's this Heavy again. This is Sam on the Heavy. So far, Heavy has been highly effective when the medic is still alive. There goes the first arrow. Not going to be able to hit the second one for enough health to keep it alive. But EVL's momentum is drained. Now it's pretty much up to Badonsky here to try and get the frags. It's not going to happen. And Nursey does still have Uber advantage, though. So there's that at least.
They have to Uber right now and get the frag. They actually are finding the opportunity to go for it. Bear with only 2 seconds left to get the Uber in time. They do get it. They're going to be rotating over to the left side, but Corsa is ready to rush forward and try and force out that Uber. Bear takes a lot of damage, and the point is starting to get capped, but it's not going to be enough because now they're going to be crumbling to the great positioning of the Legalize Ranch team. But the repush is coming in from EVL, and they're getting out to the point. It's completely uncontested. They're able to get the frags and the round.
And that is going to be 4-2 now. EVL bringing it back in this. The Bork's having a bit of trouble winning mids now. And it is really costing them here. So hopefully they get it back together. Whoa, big bomb right to start the mid. Jarrett's not actually as hurt as you would think either.
But Rando is currently on the wraparound, and he's making his way through the sewer, which is a great opportunity because within 2 seconds, Bear's going to get initiated on. And here it is. He's going to juggle in with 2 easy rockets and get a second one onto Sam, but gets cleaned up very quickly. It's a follow from Corsa, who's rushing aggressively. No one can touch him because this man is unstoppable. He shoots the pistol, switches to the scattergun, and instantly domes Jarrett. What a great mid-fight for Corsa, grabbing at least 4 kills there, pistol included.
And Patty on the scout still. Yomp's playing Soldier. Badonsky gets that kill and taunt on Kryptonite. Patty's still playing very far forward, not putting any time on the point. But the Ubers are fairly even. Rando has gone Sniper, the rare Rando Sniper appearance. And we'll see if he can reprise his pizza delivery days and deliver a nice hot one. and win his team the game.
So he's lined up the pepperoni and he sees his target, Jarrett. Fortunately, just not connected, and now he's going to be rotating to the other side with a little bit of help from Corsa. Great bomb from Yops, actually getting a lot of forward aggression, but it's not going to be enough. He's actually juggling with Kryptonite. They're having a nice little ballerina dance, but Rando gets taken down. But the crit replay is what comes out, and it's going to be enough of a distraction to take away the medic because he was trying to dodge the crits, and the follow-up bomb was able to make it happen. But it's Kryptonite who managed to make a lot of work here. It's just a 1v1 right now. It's Badonsky versus Sam. Sam gets piped, and it's a pipe, but no, he sticky bombs himself, and that's going to be his self-righteous suicide.
Yeah, and Sam with the bind. You thought you could fight me? Really? Funny mistake, kiddo. So it all came down to Badonsky. That would have been a pretty great moment for him if he'd have won that. But Sam manages to win the 1v1. And Shamu's really feeling himself out here on second. Fights pretty much the whole team of EVL. Rando's still on Sniper, trying to make up for his screw-up on the previous order.
Corsa now going fully aggressive without even an Uber. This is just a dry push with heals. Corsa rotating around, actually getting onto Jarrett here. Very contested, very easily. And that's going to be just a clean push. They just ran in. Corsa completely went unshot, and they capped the point.
Yeah, Corsa has a unique ability to avoid damage. So, fairly well played, though, to the Borks. The first half was very even. But then EVL figured him out, and the Borks failed to adapt.
We got to talk about this. I think you already know the answer before you load that stats page. Who do you think top damaged?
I have my feelings, but why don't you tell the people?
Well, it was Corsa with a fat 350, bringing it up from whatever it was before the second half started. He pulled in enough damage to even it out to a nice 350 damage per minute, which is pretty much unheard of in the normal realm of Scout, but this is the era of the Scout, as people like to call it. Scout is the meta.
I should point out, though, for future reference, that Sam outdamaged both soldiers on his team. That may be a first. So, we should have a special moment for that. What else do I see floating around here? Patty still had fewer kills than Rando. What about Marmaduke? Oh, Kryptonite finally overcame his roamer. But unfortunately, they lost every round in the second half, so...
Very unfortunate, but I think the biggest stat we're overlooking, because it was shadowed by Corsa's damage, is look at these frags. Right now on Legalize Ranch, between Shamu and Sam, there's about 82 kills there, right? Corsa has 60 kills. He has 2/3 the talent of 2 scouts in Invite.
Yeah, that's a very huge kill total, and a very high damage total, so... If you're not too in on stats, the thing is, when your DPS is that high, DDM, damage dealt per minute, and then you have a lot of frags as well, that means that you're fighting healthy people and killing them. Whereas, not to call anybody out, I'm just pointing it out. So let's see, lowest Marmaduke has 240 and 22 frags. That's a respectable amount of frags, but with the lowest damage on his team, you would wager that that means he's attacking people who are already hurt and then finishes them with the killing blow. Whereas apparently Corsa is just taking on healthy people and winning the fight straight up.
And going uncontested and getting out alive, as he did so many times. This was truly MVP goes off to Corsa, hands down. I mean, early on he took a lot of the Ubers, and that, that's going to pad your stats very easily. But he really showed force going into that second half, because he was doing things that you would not do without an Uber, and he was living like he had an Uber.
Mm-hmm. Well, unless you got anything else to say, Ro.
Not really. The deaths, the deaths for the medics were fairly even. Not much else going in the way of heals. Kryptonite took up a lot of heals, but only put out 25 frags. Died more than he killed. 250 damage per minute, which was, I think, 3rd or 4th from the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So Kryptonite, unfortunately, not filling in the shoes of Marmaduke Grills as much as Marmaduke Grills may have scored, but this was, as far as I know, his debut for this, obviously this season of Invite. But when I look at his previous experience, he was on the Bulldozers team back in Season 23, or Season 24 rather, which is so dead I don't even understand it. But we could call this more or less a debut and Invite for Kryptonite. Hopefully he can improve and put out a little bit better numbers there to keep up with Sam, who's out damaging him.
Yep. So, alright, for everybody at TFTV, myself, Ro, and Azazel, hope you enjoyed the game and have a good night. We are on again tomorrow.